Hello, you sewer rats. Get out of that garbage. Stop gnawing on your toes, because I see you over there. And lock in, because it's another episode of Cinema Rats.
Wow. I'm gonna save that. That's gonna be our intro to every episode. Okay. That was Jessie doing, I don't know what kind of accent.
It's a Cockney accent.
She's probably gonna do it the whole episode. Well, welcome to Cinema Rats. This week we're gonna discuss Speak No Evil from 2024. We will talk about the original one and how it's trash. Anyway, Allie made a face at me. Anyway, I'm Morgan.
I'm Allie. I'm Jessie.
As you heard her. I guess, what do we want to start with the synopsis?
Yes.
Just dive right in. When an American family is invited to spend the weekend at the idyllic country estate of a charming British family they befriended on vacation, what begins as a dream holiday soon warps into a snarled psychological nightmare. And that's from Rotten Tomatoes. If we have to cite our sources, I don't know. The director is James Watkins. If that means anything to anybody, I don't know.
I feel like he did something.
Do you know, Allie?
I don't know.
Okay, and then we got James McAvoy as Patty. I don't know how to say some of the other people's names. But nobody else I really recognized in it.
Mackenzie Davis.
Oh, that's true.
The Martian. The girl.
Oh, okay. I
Or
knew she looked
mom.
familiar. What's her name? Louise. I have their names. Anyway. Should we tell the story of me and you first?
Sure.
So this was also with our Beetlejuice night. Jessie and I were alone, and we decided, we'll go see Beetlejuice. And then we were like, well, wait. We've always wanted to go see 2 movies back to back. So we were like, we'll go see Speak No Evil afterwards. And it started at like 10:40. Yeah, 10:40, 11 o'clock. And so we go into the theater. We were all alone. But then luckily another couple came in and they sat in front of us so we could see them and it wasn't creepy. But then we walked out of the theater with our worlds kind of shattered. I don't know.
You guys act like this movie was life-changing.
I don't know. You should have been with us. We were both pretty freaked out though when we left the theater. Like,
well, it was
I
also
don't know.
past midnight. And
That's true. That was, a little upsetting. But anyway, I really liked the movie a lot. I think.
Yeah.
Allie?
I
what were
liked
your
it.
thoughts? Okay.
I mean, other than that
Yeah.
pathetic man. You can't even call him a man. He was pathetic.
Ben.
Sure, yeah, whatever his name was. He was sorry excuse for a husband, sorry excuse for a father. That man had no survival instincts, and that was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen on screen.
I
But
would agree.
I loved James McAvoy. He was great. Did a really good job.
I feel like we need to watch that and then back to back Chronicles of Narnia. Because how is that the same man?
Or Penelope.
Oh my gosh. Penelope. Oh, sorry, that's him.
Yeah, he's so good because you like him. I feel like most of the movie you want to like him so bad, or you're like, oh, he's kind of funny in a creepy way, but
so funny.
like, I don't know. But
To scrunch or fold? We're not answering that question. I'm sorry.
Why would you say that?
I just think that part's so funny.
that part is so funny.
Okay, what turd lets their child on the back of like a little Vespa with some random like kind of crazy stranger that you just met.
Right.
Like right off the bat, okay, you're done.
Yeah, they were doormats from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's the
Which is,
thing. The other thing with James McAvoy's character was that I agree with what he's saying. Obviously, I don't agree with what he's doing to fix the problem, but
Yeah. But there's a thought behind.
That's true.
that.
His whole thing is like he's tired of these like pamper. Because he even like
Mhm.
yells at her for being like a really picky vegetarian vegan
Yeah.
type.
and,
Like
and also whenever he's like, "Why are you vegetarian?" and but you'll eat fish. Like fish are animals, and she's like, "Well, it's and he's like, "Yeah, right, exactly. You don't
Yeah.
even have anything to say."
yeah,
Because he's like, or I guess in general as a society, there's all these like things like that you do because you say you believe in them, but like,
do you
do you
actually?
actually like, what is your thought behind that, or have you ever thought about why?
Yeah,
you
you're
do
just
this
like
thing?
a people
Yeah.
pleaser, going with the crowd,
Yeah.
going with what the majority of people are saying or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I agree with him there that like that is so annoying.
Mhm.
But yeah, obviously what he's doing is not
No,
correct.
He's doing
stealing.
going about it is
Not good
Yeah.
at all. Not good.
the vibe.
Well, so do you think if they had pushed back at any moment in time and like said like, okay, enough, like whatever, you're being ridiculous,
Mhm.
would he have let them go?
I think so. I think that
That's what-
was like his whole point of
I think so
He
too.
wanted them to
Of
react so
doing
bad.
this with every family.
Yeah,
I feel like he's just waiting until he gets a family that will
like says
tell
something.
him no and stand up for themselves. Which obviously wasn't this family. They got by some miracle because they were also pathetic.
Well, the
No,
daughter
they only got by because their daughter.
and the boy aunt that
Yeah,
they had like
they were
that
like,
James
"Step it
McAvoy
up,
kidnapped.
Sheeple.
Sheeple?
Sheeple. Step it up. They're
Sheep.
just sheep following the
Yeah,
crowd. Sheeple.
because I feel like if the little boy hadn't have been doing the things like Aunt, and if the little girl Agnes hadn't gone along with him, like they would have all been killed,
Oh yeah.
and she would have been their
Which-
next kid.
Yeah. Should we describe the basic?
Plot.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
if
so.
you haven't.
Yeah, do you wanna?
Oh gosh. So basically, James McAvoy and his
Wife.
child bride.
Well, she's not a child anymore,
She's not
but
a child anymore. Okay, so James McAvoy and his wife have this child, Aunt, and they meet this family on vacation in
Italy,
Italy,
maybe
and they're kind of like wild and
carefree.
carefree, don't have any rules, and this other family does. And so they're like, "Oh, you need to come to our house in the country of whatever." So then they're like, "Yeah, sure," thinking they'll never see James McAvoy again. And then they get like a postcard from him, like, "Actually, come to our house." And they're like, "Why not?"
Yeah,
Go to this random stranger's house in the middle of
for
nowhere.
a week.
For a week. So they end up going, and turns out through a bunch of
Shady stuff happens right away.
yeah, and he basically tests them the whole
Like,
movie,
it
trying to get
escalates.
them to react because he does all these like. But
He-
first
they're
they're
like-
not
First,
awful
he just
things.
like says like uncomfortable things, and
Just
like
to
they're
see
like,
if-
"Oh, haha,"
Yeah.
but like uncomfortable.
But they're the most disgusting people pleasers ever. I say
Mhm.
that as a people pleaser, and
Yeah.
they just pretend everything that awful is happening isn't actually happening
Because
And
they
then-
don't want to make him and his wife feel bad.
Yeah, but then they also like don't really leave because they're like, "Oh, we would offend them," blah blah blah. And then the children, the American family's daughter, and then James McAvoy's
Kidnapped son.
kidnapped son, they eventually like uncover that James McAvoy and this girl are like bringing
They
these
just do this,
families. They
yeah.
just do this. They bring these families. They end up killing the parents and keeping the children.
Yeah.
And James his wife was
A child.
one of the children.
Which I also
Oh,
think.
and he cuts out their tongues.
Oh, yeah, the kids. So they can't say
So
anything.
Hence the
ants
name.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah,
people.
hence the name.
That's
But then this family escapes. They like
Somehow.
kill him. Well, we can talk about that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I also feel like at the beginning, watching it again, I really noticed, and I feel like I we had talked about this a little bit after we first saw it, but like, especially when they're first on vacation, like, even the, like, I'll say the good family just because they're not the evil people, but, the people pleasers. They're even on vacation when she's at the pool and she like says something kind of loud and they like yell at her and they're like, use your inside voice. And she's like, but I'm outside. And then James McAvoy comes walking over. He's like, can I have this chair? And then drags it, like, is so loud.
And then somersaults into the pool.
Yeah. But like, even then I feel like they were so conscious of like, we don't want to upset anybody by being too loud, even though you're literally outside and on vacation.
Paying to be there.
And like, so right off the bat, you just like, you can see such the difference between like how they are. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. Well, then Jesse had noticed, I think you had noticed about his clothing throughout the movie. Talk about
so
clothing.
Throughout the movie, like at first, whenever they were first on vacation, I guess James McAvoy was just wearing like a tank top and like a button up,
like a
Hawaiian shirt or something like that. And then he just kind of looks normal. But as the movie goes on, like near the end of the movie, I was like, he looks like a beast, like
giant,
it's terrifying, like this like monster thing. Like by the end of the movie, he's just like terrifying, and he just looks like so much bigger in like.
He's more imposing.
And, like, stature. Yeah. But then, like, rewatching it... Well, and I'd also seen an interview where they talk about this. Like, throughout the movie, he's slowly wearing, like, less clothing. Because it gets to a certain point where he's only wearing, like, a tank top and shorts or whatever. And then, like, by the very end... Isn't it at the end he's, like, shirtless for some reason?
No, I think he still has, like, the tank top on.
But he's
just, like, even more... Like, you can see his muscles more... He's just a very, like,
but James McAvoy
figure.
In an interview was talking about this, where, like, that was a plan, like, they would slowly, like, change his wardrobe as the movie goes on, and in the final scenes, like, before they shot it, he was, like, working out, like, right before they shot, so that he was, like...
bigger looking.
Yeah, like, before the take.
Yeah.
Because I was like, is it just me, or is it just something about, like, the scene in general? Like, he just looks more terrifying, but it was, like...
They had planned to do that.
Yeah, I just thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool. The house reminded me of that, like, in Psycho. Because they had so many birds.
Yeah.
Like, pictures of birds. And I don't know. There were just some things throughout that reminded me of Psycho. I can't remember what they all were, but I don't know if they did that on purpose or not.
But it just adds that level of, like, creepy, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, you're just weirded out.
But honestly, the house was kind of cute. Like, the decor was...
No, it is. It's a very... Yeah, because at first they're like, oh,
I gotta want to stay there. Even, like, their room where they're like, oh, this is disgusting. I'm like, it's so cute. And, like, the window pane in their, like, the bedroom door was cute. Until James McAvoy's
creeping in the window. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I so badly, when that scene happened, wanted to be like, do you guys notice he's in the window just like... And then Mom was like, oh my gosh! Yeah, because I didn't notice that in the movie theater at all until the people in front of us.
Like,
was
he's in
the... And then I was like,
and then
you
like saw him move away, and it was like, wait, was he there? My question was like, was he there the whole time in that scene? But like, he's not actually. But like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, how did we miss that? Like, the whole time. I also liked. I think we saw this in an interview with him talking about it too, but he really talks about like he feels like Patty and Kiara, like his character and his wife, are actually in love with each other. Like, even though it's creepy and weird,
like the whole situation is wrong.
Like,
why they're together?
He feels like they are actually in love with each other, and he really liked how that was balanced against Ben and Louise. And he was like, would you rather have this seemingly perfect life and not be happily married, or be happily married even if it is a weird, like, he didn't word it quite like that, but that was basically the gist. And I just think that's such an interesting, like, element, too, because it is, like,
the American family, what, Luis
And Ben.
they're like they're always putting up a front, and they're even putting up a front of their
love each
marriage
other,
and,
yeah.
their family. But then the conventionally bad people
Yeah.
are like being so truthful
Yeah.
all the time,
Mhm.
and they're in love. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah. Which, so then, also, another question. Do you think their whole story, because there's that whole part where, so the first time they try to leave because they find their daughter, Agnes, in bed with Patty, Kara, and Ant, the little boy. And, like, they leave, but then they come back because she forgot her stuffed animal. And they, like, have this whole story about how they lost a little girl and, like, all that. Do you think that is true? Like, or
Whenever,
like, when they're like, oh, she was like, I couldn't not go to her because, like, we had a little girl who died, and, like, it
And then
just
he's
breaks
like-
my heart, and he, like, starts, like, crying. Like, do you think that was them telling the truth of that story, or was that an act?
I think that was real.
That's,
I don't think they lied at all in that entire movie, because that was their whole
Really?
point, was that they were being honest.
That's true. Even when he says he's a doctor,
yeah, do you think he's a...
Yeah, I mean, if he's cutting out kids' tongues,
that's
Well,
true.
that's true. I
he's
didn't think
got to
about
have
that.
experience.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
He probably has
Ooh,
experience
scalpel.
doing all of
Ooh.
that, because you don't just, yeah.
Or maybe he was a vet because he had the horse tranquilizer too.
Oh,
Maybe he was a vet, and that's how he has that.
maybe. I don't know. I didn't think about that, though.
No,
Because for some
I
reason,
thought-
I would just assumed he was lying about
Yeah,
it.
I did too. About
But
the
that
doctor
makes
thing.
sense. Ooh. Maybe that's when, he started kidnapping children.
Because of their daughter?
No, just because he was a doctor. I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
He, like...
Well,
don't
I
know.
definitely
I would know
think-
his origin.
Well, I think it sounds pretty bad. Like, he was definitely abused. Especially when they were at the restaurant.
oh, yeah.
And he, like, has that whole whatever about his parents. But...
It's like Split.
Mhm.
He's so
It is,
good
which
at, like,
that-
switching
Which
personalities.
you had said, is this his character Split? Is this another personality
Yes.
of his character in Split? Which it 100% could be.
I feel like it makes sense.
Especially if he, well, I mean, you have
Not
to
the
ignore
second Split
Glass.
movie, yeah.
But
Split?
you have to watch
Okay,
Split.
you have to watch
I've
it.
never
So
heard
it's
of this.
James McAvoy playing this character who has 20 different
23,
personalities.
yeah.
23 personalities. And he switches between them, like, in every scene. And, like, one scene, he's literally, like, being a teenage girl, this old, like, professor, this old lady. Like, but he
And
switches...
a 9-year-old boy, a
9-year-old
10-year-old
boy.
boy.
But it's like,
Oh.
he switches so well, and then honestly you forget that he's just one person playing all these characters, because he switches, like, his body
Mhm.
language, his voice, like, the way...
Oh, and
I don't know,
Anya-
his face
Anya
moves.
Taylor-Joy is in it,
Oh, yeah.
too.
I think you'd like it.
But, like, I feel like that could be, like,
Yeah.
if he escapes to Europe or something, I don't know, and he, like, has this whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to talk about then the original.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that one. I blocked it out.
Okay, well, yeah, but, like, so basically, though, this is the American version of a Danish film from 2022, and so Jesse and I found this out, and we were like, oh, we have to watch it after we see this, like, oh, it's be so interesting. Oh, my word. It was the worst, like, most upsetting thing I've ever seen in my life, because, so literally, it's, like, almost word for word the same. Like,
Literally,
the script,
It's in a different language.
whatever the Danish? Is Danish a
another-
language?
I don't know. But it's, like, word for word.
Like, word for
And
word,
shot for shot, like, scene for scene, like...
the same. But it has such a different feel. And, like, the parent, like, you're mad that the dad did nothing in this. You would be even more mad because they do absolutely nothing to get out of the
Yeah.
situation. Basically, the movie ends. They kill the little boy, Ant. They take the parents and the little girl. You see her tongue get cut out. They take her away
was just, like,
somewhere.
like, how Speak No Evil was, or, like, the new one,
Yeah,
wasn't super graphic. Like, this was, like, they showed
everything.
Everything.
Just to, like, show
Just to
it.
be disgusting.
And so they take the little girl away, and then they take the parents out to this like rock quarry, I don't even know what, and they're like, take your clothes off. And they do that. They just stand there and they take their clothes off, and then they're like, walk down there, and they walk down there, and they stone them to death. And it's just like,
and they show it.
It's
Like, I
the
don't understand how they
worst.
filmed that.
I know, and it, like, there was something like, it wasn't super like bloody or anything, but like I just like physically could not watch it. Like I was watching it through my fingers the last like however long that was. It was so bad. And then the Danish director, he's all mad about the new one, and he's like, oh, these Americans, they need their American ending. They can't have just a whatever. It's like, no, actually, your ending was awful. I'm sorry. It was so bad.
But also, like, James McAvoy made it so much better. Because the guy who was playing Patty in the first one, like,
He wasn't
humor.
charismatic at all.
Yeah. There was, like, all the humor that's in the new one was not in that one.
Even though the script was the same.
Yeah.
Like, because literally he would say the same things that James McAvoy would say, and it was just like, he just said it. And you were like,
Yeah.
please, like, what? No. Didn't like it. Well, Jesse, you couldn't find the review.
Oh.
Because Jesse had
No.
found this one really good review of the 2022 one, where it just, like, perfectly, like, summed up how, like, the whole movie felt. Like, it basically just described it as pornographic.
Torture.
Like, torture.
Yeah.
And, like, that was actually, like, that was such an accurate description. Because it was just so awful.
Cottagecore, but make it sinister.
Which one is that?
Just one of the... For the new one.
Gotcha.
What did you rate it, Allie?
I gave it 4 stars.
Okay.
Nice. I think I gave it 5.
Me too. Oh, here's my review. Wait, where'd it go?
Did you leave a review?
No. I think I said James McAvoy single-handedly ruins...
Oh.
Where did it go? Okay. James McAvoy single-handedly ruins the Bengals for me. Yeah, let's talk about him and the dad.
Yeah, where was he? Yeah, what was your impression of that part in the car?
What do you mean?
Was he hitting on him? Was he like trying to hit on him?
He probably
It was so
was just to see
strange.
if he would, if
Like,
the
that's
dad would say no.
That's true. Everything was a test. You're right.
No, I just think that scene was so funny.
Well, that's because it was like, what the heck? And then it was like, is he hitting on him? Like, what? Because he's just like staring at him, singing that song, and you're like,
And then he plays it again later, like at the end of the movie, and he's like, "Never forget Ben."
yeah, really, honestly.
Always remember this.
Yeah, it's so.
Someone left a review and said, I would be the same if I left my jelly cat somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, I love the scene when they're dancing to Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh. That is
I was
unironically
actually
Allie if
cracking
her
up.
child messes up the Cotton Eye Joe dance. That was like the best scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like,
Well, that scene just shows also like how quickly he can get angry
yeah.
too. Like that's like the first time you see him get like mad.
Why was he so mad?
I think that was probably what his parents did to him. Not with that
that's
song
true.
specifically or like that situation, but like probably that. He was probably reverting like to how his parents were towards him.
Oh, yeah, here's a review. Someone said maybe this is one of the many personalities of Kevin Wendell Crumb.
Oh,
from
okay.
Split.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
how you said that.
Shocker. The guy named Patty is a psychopath.
Oh.
Ew, yeah. I was low-key waiting the whole time for the two guys to kiss and run away together. What?
No. But I feel like, I mean, they even, like, suggest that to them at the restaurant, too. Like, they even hint around at that. Of, like,
Oh, yeah.
like basically we have an open marriage, and it's like, wait a second, what? But again, they are just
to say something.
they are just testing them with everything that they like say and do.
Did you write this one, Allie? It's never have I prayed for a character's downfall more than the useless husband in this film.
I feel like even if, like, say they had like killed the dad off, I don't even feel like that would have redeemed him, because I would have just been like, he got himself killed. Like, I wouldn't have even like, even if it was like a sacrifice to like let them live, I still think I would have just been like, you just gave up and let him kill you.
Wait, someone left 5 stars and said, terrible parents, terrible husband, terrible survival instincts. Glad that's not my man. That's literally, if I left a review, that's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, that's because also like literally at the end when James McAvoy, like, the daughter stabs him with the drug.
Yeah, that's true.
And he is lying on the ground, like, passing out, has the chemical burns and all the whatever going on. And the dad literally has the gun with 1 bullet left. And Patty's basically like, shoot me. I bet you won't. Like, be a man. Finally, shoot me. And he doesn't.
Yeah.
He walks away. And then Ant, which this boy needs help, grabs a brick and like smashes his face. But like, but even then Patty's like, that's my boy, like, you did it.
Yeah,
like,
he's like, finally somebody did
yeah,
something
someone
to me.
like pushed back.
Well,
and he's almost like proud of him.
I like that then when he started, like, the kid started screaming at the end, because it was like whenever James McAvoy took the useless dad over to the hill, and they were like screaming.
Oh, I didn't even think about. Yeah,
So it was like parallel to that.
yeah. Well, and he's so quiet. I mean, he doesn't make any sound through the whole movie, really, because I mean he can't.
Yeah.
But like, even then, like, it's finally. Well,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, it's like him kind of like being released, like. But boy's gonna need some therapy.
Oh,
do you think they keep him?
Yeah.
I hope not.
They're people pleasers. What else do you think they're gonna do? You really think they're not gonna take that child?
That's true. That's true.
Oh, I do not. Someone else needs to raise that boy.
Yeah. I don't know.
They should not be raising children.
I think part of, like, obviously this is like such the extreme of like people pleasing and just going along with the flow, but I feel like that was what freaked me out the most, was it was just like, I've definitely done things and not said things just because I don't want to make someone uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like that
Don't look at me
really
like that.
upset me. I don't know. And so it just makes you want to be like, no, if I am uncomfortable in a situation, also because half the time the people who are making you uncomfortable, you're never ever going to see them again.
I know, it's always some like random stranger.
So
and
who cares? Like, because for them, it was just this random family on vacation that they were never going to see again.
Like, they literally could have just not responded to their card.
Yeah.
Just like thrown away the invite and nothing.
Forgotten about it, moved on.
And that's what James McAvoy would have wanted, because
yeah, they would have.
Yeah, but obviously all of these families say yes to go spend the week at this.
Quite a few.
Strange.
Yeah. Yeah, really, why? Oh. Well, then when he's like, when he like lies at first, it's like, oh, I'm not a doctor. What are you talking about? And they're like, well, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I don't believe in work. And you're like, wait.
His work, he makes money off.
Oh yeah, what's he say? He sells weed
Yeah.
and moonshine or something. I don't even know.
An honest man, an honest business.
Oh, okay.
Gotta find work where you can get work.
Oh, Jesse. I don't think so. Oh my goodness.
Did Mom like it?
She did say she liked it.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I never talked to her about it.
I talked to her like the next morning a little bit about it, and she said she liked it. She said she felt like she had known too much even from just like the trailer. She almost wishes that you didn't know that the little boy had his tongue cut out.
Oh.
Like if you had just gone into it basically blind.
That's true.
And because the whole time the little boy has his tongue cut out because James McAvoy cut it out.
Right.
Like, you know that.
That's true. But he tells the family that he has some, like, birth defects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I almost wish, even if they had just had him say that in the trailer,
Yeah.
rather than having the scene where the little boy, like, does the cutting, like, across his mouth, like, that would have been a very different, you would have been shocked
Yeah, that's
when you
true.
found out.
I didn't think about that.
Like, I mean, it was still, like, because we didn't really know they take the families and stuff.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I thought he was their kid. Before you find out that he's, like, from another family,
Yeah,
I thought he
expecting
was
that.
Patty and Kiara's kid. And they just were psychos and cut his tongue out.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts, Allie?
Not really.
Jesse, do you have any other thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like we've talked about it so much that now I don't have anything to say about it.
Yeah. I know, because Jesse and I mean, we literally talked about it for 4 days straight after we saw it because we were, like, obsessed. But
Yeah. Let's talk about this.
I don't know. Oh yeah. Tell you what,
That covered.
here's a little side, a very different type of movie. We just watched The Married Gentleman on Netflix, and
Jesse, read us a description.
Jesse, is there the, like, synopsis?
Okay,
on
well,
there?
let me see what the synopsis is. Oh gosh. A little sizzle could save the season.
No!
To save her parents' small town nightclub, a Broadway dancer stages an all-male Christmas-themed review and meets a guy with all the right moves. That was the, honestly, best written description so far
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Oh,
There are so many good reviews of this movie.
really?
Remember to support your local hole-in-the-wall mom-and-pop strip clubs.
Oh God.
And somehow this movie about male strippers Christmas edition Magic Mike is rated PG.
For mild themes. I don't know. I mean, like, it was entertaining. It was a goofy movie. I don't know that I ever want to watch it again.
And what did Netflix do to Chad Michael Murray? He got Netflixified.
Allie said he needs a nap. He looks like he's tired.
The
He
first scene
looks
he
like-
was in, she was like, let him sleep.
But also, what we think all the Netflix Christmas movies are in the same universe because they're Easter eggs to all their other ones. Especially this one, there was like 3.
Yeah.
But then, this also means Mean Girls is in this universe because of the Lindsay Lohan one. I don't remember what it was called.
I don't remember.
And whatever this new one is, Hot Frosty.
Hot Frosty.
Because they make a comment about her knowing Lindsay Lohan.
Oh yeah.
So, all
We
in the
have
same
to see
universe.
what they mention in the new Lindsay Lohan one that comes out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we'll have to see.
They need to bring
Even more
in,
confirmation.
Yeah, they have to find out a way to bring in like, what other movie was she in?
Oh.
Like Freaky Friday or something.
Yeah. They have Jamie Lee Curtis
Yeah.
show up.
As her mom.
She's just like, hey guys.
That would actually be amazing.
That would be. Who else could they have? They could have anybody from Mean Girls in it, I guess, too.
Yeah.
What's her face?
Rachel
Rachel
McAdams.
McAdams.
That's true.
That would be really funny. Do you have any other things to say about anything?
No.
I just saw. Did you guys watch Ramona and Beezus yesterday? You only gave it 4 stars.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Oh.
What else do you want me
Yeah,
to give it?
I don't know. You guys rave about this movie all the time.
Well, I mean, I liked it.
If I'm going off of nostalgia, I'll give it 5 stars.
Okay.
But if I'm going off of like how well I think the movie is made,
Okay, that's fair.
I'm giving it 4 stars.
That's kind of what I did. And that's why I liked it then, too. So it was
Okay.
like, I
didn't see
like
that.
this separately.
I was just surprised.
That, no, we watched that last night because you weren't home and
Yeah.
you complained about it. But we both said this is the only time you can say you like Joey King in anything.
I always forget that's Joey King.
See, and that's
That was
why
the
it's
peak of
good.
her career.
Bible said that
Mad
movie
Animal
gives like the
House.
most accurate representation of oldest child I've ever seen.
That's real.
That girl was rude, and the parents were right there, and they were constantly yelling at Ramona for saying something mean or saying something, that was just rude, and they would yell at her for breathing, basically, and then her older sister literally would tell her she was ugly, and the dad would just be like, continue to rummage through the fridge and like not even care.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah, Allie told me that was. It could have been me.
Could have been, it was.
Whoa.
Okay. Well,
She's just saying.
I mean, technically, then you would be the baby who they didn't do any like.
What?
Because she had little. The Ramona would be Jessie.
No, they basically.
You're the
there's no
Manny.
baby in that movie.
I'm the what?
She's Manny from Diary of a Wimpy.
No,
She is.
Teeny?
I'm only free.
No.
You might
No,
be.
actually, that would be Jessie because we have a brother. So technically, there's
No.
only 3 of them.
No, but we are going like by. If you're
No.
going by oldest, middle, youngest.
No.
Yes.
Wait, this is how it goes.
No, you can't count
Morgan's
the babies
Roderick.
in movies because they are just like they're only
They're
there.
the throwaway characters.
Yeah, so you can't
Like in our
count them.
Barbie games.
Yeah.
Our Barbies would always have children. It was like this whole big thing, and then it was like you never saw that child again.
No, it
They
laid
were
in
always
its
asleep.
crib. But that's literally
They
like
just-
I hate in shows when they except. Well, Good Luck Charlie. They had their
No, that
baby
child
be part
was
of it.
Mm.
No, he actually
No, they
wasn't.
had
No.
Toby, and
Yeah,
didn't
I
they have
don't-
another child?
No,
Just Toby.
just Toby.
Yeah, and that was stupid.
Toby.
Toby, Malcolm in the Middle when they have
Oh.
that baby. But he
I
like
don't even
actually is in
remember.
it a little
Is
bit
he?
more because I remember being like, oh, they didn't completely like forget.
True, but I was still annoyed.
Yeah, I don't like when
Jamie.
they.
That's
Jamie,
what his name
yeah.
was.
Don't have a baby in a show.
No,
Don't add it. It's not needed.
please.
No, it's not.
Especially like a couple seasons in, then it's like
And it's like all of
So
the kids are
annoying.
old, and then the parents are like, "Guess what?
I'm like,
We're
no.
having a baby." And it's like, no, you didn't need another one.
Yeah.
When all your other kids are literally 20 years old.
Yeah, like I mean, like Charlie PJ was going to whatever
Yeah,
culinary school.
Wait, what's that? What's the school called? It has like a funny acronym.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember.
It was something really funny.
I just remember. I do remember when they were like having Toby. You could vote for
Yeah, you
what
could
his name
vote.
would
I
be,
remember
and I
that.
do remember voting. I did not pick Toby to be the name. I
What did-
remember that. I don't remember what the other options were, but I know I didn't pick Toby because I remember being mad when they revealed that it was Toby. But like that was actually a really fun way to.
But they'd already decided the name.
Do you think?
Yes, because then the episode came out like a couple weeks later.
No, it was like
Yes, it did, Morgan. Because I remember
Let
them
me-
having the poll.
just
on
let me have
TV.
that memory.
Let me have that memory.
Okay. We had a little technical difficulty there. Don't quite know what happened. Anyway, I think we're about wrapped up. Nobody has any
Yeah.
other final thoughts on
What
anything.
were we talking about? Good Luck Charlie.
We were talking about Good Luck Charlie. Hopefully we go get to see Gladiator 2 and then we can
Yeah.
talk about that. So anyway, until next time, Jess, are you gonna sign us off with your accent
Yeah.
again?
Well, I don't. Oh, I'm losing the accent. I don't know.
Well,
what
yeah,
the
that's
accent
not
is.
quite the right accent.
Anywho.
You sound like somebody who's like, Ozzy Osbourne. Like that's the yeah, we just go like like that every time.
What's her name? Sharon. Sharon. And with that, we will sign off.
All right.
my
Until
gosh,
next
I'm so
time. Until next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Goodbye.